Hi, my name is Tim Blankenship. I'm owner of SCV Legal Doc Assist. We're a licensed and bonded legal document preparation firm, and we specialize in the divorce process. Today, we are going to talk to you about the legal steps for a divorce. We are going to do a series of videos going through the divorce process in its entirety to where you will be able to watch a video, move on to the next video to self-prepare your documents if that's what you desire to do. We have determined that there's a wealth of information out there from the courts. Some of it is difficult to locate. So by us going through each of the documents with these videos, we're hoping folks have an easier time in locating the information so they can self-prepare their divorce if that's what they want to do. Now, if you want us to prepare your divorce forms, that's what we specialize in. Again, we are a legal document preparation service, and we specialize in the divorce process. We've worked for the courts, we've worked for the self-help centers, and for major area law firms, and self-preparing forms for you is our specialty. So let's jump right in. We can talk more about that later, how we can help you get through the process if you're looking to hire a company. But let's talk a little bit about the legal steps for a divorce in this video. Now, let's go over some basics. I'm sure you've done some of your homework and you're going to know some of this, but we'll go over it quickly. Again, if you have any questions, you can always go to our website, there's a link in this video at the bottom in the text column, or feel free to give us a call at any time. The petitioner, the person who files the first divorce forms with the court. Okay, this FL 107 info page. This is right from the courts, and everything I'll be talking about is information directly from the courts. I'm not making any of this up or giving legal advice. I'm just telling you what the courts are saying and showing you the forms I'm giving you the information from at the same time. The petitioner is the person who files the first documents. Okay, there's at least two forms you have to file to initiate the divorce. That's going to be the petition and the summons, and you can see here in step one, file forms is your first step. Okay, the next step is to serve the forms. Okay, process of service is very important in the divorce process, and someone 18 or older has to serve your paperwork on the other party. Okay, it can be a family member, something like that, or you can have a process server do it, or you can have them sign a form that's called a notice of acknowledgement and receipt, which basically notifies the courts that they've received the initial paperwork. The petitioner has to wait 30 days, okay, before you can proceed to step two if there's not going to be a response filed. All right, so we've covered step one, you filed the forms. Step two, the forms have been served, and that officially starts the divorce process. Once those forms are served, the 6-month waiting period begins. California says you can't get divorced any sooner than 6 months after the divorce is initiated. All right, step three, let me just scroll up here a little bit. Step three is disclose financial information. We do this by what's called a declaration of disclosure, and there's two forms that are incorporated into this. It's the income and expense declaration, as you can see here, FL 150, and there's also schedule of assets and debts, FL 142. Both parties will file and serve their financial disclosures. What you file is actually a declaration of disclosure. What this does is tell the court that you served on the other party the income and expense declaration and the schedule of assets and debts. You won't have to, if you go this route, you won't have to file these financial forms, so you don't have to worry about the court seeing your income and expense or your pay stubs or your bank statements or anything related to your schedule of assets and debts. You just file this declaration of disclosure. And again, we'll cover all the forms in detail in later videos. Step four, let me scroll down here a bit. Step four is finishing the divorce case in one of four ways. And this really depends on what has transpired during the divorce process. So if there was no response and no written agreement by the other party, so let's say you filed and there was no response, they didn't file a response, and they're not going to enter into a written agreement, you would go this route. And this is what's called a true default. And there's a certain way you prepare the divorce paperwork. as far as the judgment is concerned when there's a true default. It means that other party was not involved whatsoever. No response with agreement. This is, we feel, the best way to go. This is called a hybrid judgment. What this means here, this right here where I'm circling, is no response with agreement. So there's a way where if you file your summons and petition, the other party, your spouse, doesn't have to file a response. One of the benefits is that they don't have to pay the filing fee to file that responsive paperwork. But they can still enter into a written agreement. This is very beneficial, especially in uncontested divorces, because you save money by not having to have the response filed. But both parties are entering into a written judgment. You're both going to sign and have the judgment notarized, and that tells the courts that you guys were in agreement. Where the respondent filed a response, okay, in these two here, you can have a response and agreement where your spouse responded and then entered into a written agreement. Really, the only difference between these two is that response form was filed. And then you have response with no agreement. So there was a response, and this is going to be your contested matter. This is something that went to court, okay, and judges had to make rulings on. So all of these really depend on what's transpired up until this point, depending on the paperwork that was filed, will really determine what needs to be, what kind of judgment you're going to file. Just to recap, 6 months and 1 day from the date the respondent was served before you can officially get divorced or have the divorce signed. Again, my name is Tim Blankenship, SCV Legal Doc Assist. We do specialize in the divorce process. Again, we're trying to get the information out there so folks trying to represent themselves can do it themselves if they wish. Again, if you want help, if you want assistance, we are an affordable legal document preparation service specializing in divorce, and we are licensed and bonded in the County of Los Angeles. Please visit our website for more information, or I'd be happy to talk to you personally and go over the divorce process with you in detail. Just give us a call. Thanks and have a great day.